Hey, what up, everybody? Steve Breach coming to you tonight on Raw. The unthinkable happened. I guess a lot of people saw it coming, but being a big Triple H fan, Triple H, probably my favorite wrestler of all time. Him and Hulk Hogan. It's hard to knock Hogan down to number 2, with him being such a part of my childhood and everything like that. But Triple H came out there, gave a great speech for a wrestler who is, I guess you can say he's an actor if you really count, the 2 WWE movies he did and that Blade movie. You don't see wrestlers really go out there and give, heartfelt promos and actually, shed a tear and have it believable. You just don't get it that often. But being a Triple H fan, I don't buy this as a retirement at all. There's no way in the world that Triple H is done fighting. There's money left to be, taken. There's money to be made on the table, and Triple H isn't done kicking ass. There's no way. Even if he's going to move into that Vince McMahon spot, he still has more talent than you can say at least 75 to 80% of the people on that roster, and there's no way in the world that he's going to take some office job and let these guys go on TV and make fools out of themselves, because there's a lot of guys out there, and a lot of the main event guys deserve to be where they're at, but there's a lot of, mid-card talent guys that just nobody cares about, and nobody wants to get the job done, and why pass up on a guy like Triple H just because, he's moving out, to do other things. You got to still put him in these big matches. You definitely need Triple H on WrestleMania, SummerSlam. Maybe not SummerSlam, but like these big pay-per-views. You can't kill them by taking out your main player, and that is Triple H. When I was listening to the speech, it honestly was very good, but like I said, I honestly didn't believe anything that he was saying. It made me really think about his real retirement Hall of Fame speech one day when he finally is put in. I can see it being put off, for a long time. I don't think it'll come even after his retirement, because I think Triple H will be a guy that, still has 1 or 2 matches a year to try to save a pay-per-view, like, I don't know, it's not bragging rights because they don't do it anymore, but, these pay-per-views that you're just dead. You have a heel, that is, causing havoc and, beating everybody up, and, John Cena falls to him twice in a row. Triple H, the leader of the WWE, step up and become the game and take this guy out. I really think they'll do things like that. Especially, I don't see him being left off of Mania anytime soon. Especially with him having the best match of Mania, the last 2 years running. I know he was fighting with the Undertaker, but I think if you put him out there, even with anybody, the match with Sheamus at 26 was real good. Let's not talk about the one with Orton at 25. But I mean, Triple H is the man, and you get what you pay for when you buy those pay-per-views to check him out. I know he's going to fight Lesnar. I know he's going to fight again. I was also thinking of, what are they going to do next? I mean, to get this fight, they already had, a family feud. You already had Lesnar and Paul Heyman talk about his kids, and that brought out Stephanie, and, to get the feud over, he broke Sean's arm. So, I mean, what is going to be the real thing that breaks the camel's back and makes Triple H flip out? I'm holding my iPhone in my hand, so I can't do it. But I know there's going to come a time when, Triple H flips that switch and he becomes the game again. And that's what I want to see. I know that they're, making it look like he's hanging himself, like he's dead and he's never going to come back again. That way he gets that huge uproar when he's ready to come back and he's ready to fight. I mean, Lesnar's not going to be around for a while. It makes a whole hell of a lot of sense. I know when I was making my other videos that he'd be done until, Royal Rumble. But then I was chit-chatting with Luke Cage today, and he brought up the Hell in the Cell. And what a way to have a fucking match. It's not like anything else out there is going to be worth putting in a Hell in the Cell. Maybe Cena and Punk if you make it go that long. What the hell are you going to do with Sheamus in a Hell in the Cell? You put him in there with Del Rio. There's no way in the world that feud's going to mean anything if you put him in there with Dolph Ziggler, so that's going to be pretty stupid. Like I was saying in the live call the other day with Instant Classic 8, the Hell in the Cell used to really mean something. Like when it popped up at Mania, they had this long feud, Undertaker and Triple H, that basically lasted their whole career. They beat the hell out of each other every time they were in there. And they wanted to do this one last match to say, this is it for us, and then we'll move on, and, what's done is done. and they put it in the Hell in the Cell. And you remember that moment on Raw when they said it was going to be there? Nobody saw this coming. Nobody knew this, and everybody marked out like crazy. I made the, I didn't even see the promo. I just heard about it, and I broke out in this hysterical, drunk laughter of thinking that WrestleMania was going to be one of the best WrestleManias of all time. I just couldn't believe how power-struck it was. But it's going to happen. Lesnar versus Triple H. It's going to be sooner than later. Hell in the Cell, I hope. At least Survivor Series, maybe Royal Rumble. But I want to see Lesnar get the win there. I don't know how you can have Triple H push to the point of retirement, then lose twice. A lot of people don't think there's no way in the world he's going to lose twice. But I don't see where you can get going with Lesnar if he doesn't win. You got you have those motors running. You got people fearing him heading into Mania. But that was my feelings, my thoughts on Triple H, my favorite wrestler. Saying he's hanging up the boots, he's hanging up the tights, and he's walking away putting on that shirt and tie. Don't do it, Triple H. It ain't worth it.